Hi everyone, let's learn 100 vocabulary in English. In another words, 100 word meaning in English. In this video, we will read 100 word meaning in English because vocabulary is very helpful to learn English language. So, let's start. First one is comprehension. Comprehension. समझ समझ. Next is slowly. Slowly. धीरे 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 धीरे. Next is carefully. Carefully. ध्यानपूर्वक ध्यानपूर्वक. Next is recall. Recall. याद करना याद करना. Next is once again. Once again. फिर दोबारा फिर दोबारा. Next is onwards. Onwards. अपने शब्द अपने शब्द. Next is based. Based. आधार आधार. Next is fast. Fast. तेजी से या जल्दी जल्दी. Next is population. Population. जनसंख्या जनसंख्या. Next is however. However. हालांकि हालांकि. Next is limited. Limited. सीमित सीमित. Next is conservation. Conservation. संरक्षण संरक्षण. Next is irrigation. Irrigation. सिंचाई सिंचाई. Next is domestic. Domestic. घरेलू घरेलू. Next is can be. Can be. हो सकता है हो सकता है. Next is rapid. Rapid. तेज तेज. Next is available. Available. उपलब्ध उपलब्ध. Next is quickly. Quickly. तेजी से. Next is who. Who. जो या कौन. For example, who is outside. बाहर कौन है. Next is variety. Variety. विविधता विविधता. Next is cereal. Cereal. अनाज अनाज. Next is important. Important. महत्वपूर्ण महत्वपूर्ण. Next is essential. Essential. जरूरी जरूरी. Next is continuously. Continuously. लगातार लगातार. Next is among. Among. के बीच. Next is scattered. Scattered. बिखरा हुआ. Next is floriculture. Floriculture. फूलों की खेती. Next is ordinary. Ordinary. साधारण. Next is extraordinary. Extraordinary. असाधारण. Next is distraction. व्याकुलता. Next is plenty. बहुत. Next is early rise. जल्दी उठना. Next is enables. सक्षम. Next is combustible. दहनशील. Next is require. जरूरत होना. Next is heat. गर्मी. Next is catch. पकड़ना. Next is reduce. कम. Next is perhaps. शायद. Next is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. Utsaha. Utsaha. Next is bring. Bring. Lana. Lana. Next is whatever. Whatever. जो कुछ भी. जो कुछ भी. Next is popular. Popular. लोकप्रिय. लोकप्रिय. Next is empty. Empty. खाली. खाली. Next is whenever. Whenever. जब कभी. जब कभी. Next is anything. Anything. कुछ भी. कुछ भी. Next is whom. Whom. किसको. किसको. Next is while. While. जबकि. जबकि. Next is courteous. Courteous. विनम्र. विनम्र. Next is sincerely. Sincerely. ईमानदारी. ईमानदारी. Next is obediently. Obediently. आज्ञाकारी. आज्ञाकारी. Next is faithfully. Faithfully. निष्ठापूर्वक. निष्ठापूर्वक. Next is held. Held. आयोजित. आयोजित. Next is assure. Assure. यकीन. यकीन. Next is unable. Unable. असमर्थ. असमर्थ. Next is weakness. Weakness. कमजोरी. कमजोरी. Next is kindly. Kindly. कृपया. कृपया. Next is allow. Allow. अनुमति. अनुमति. Next is further. Further. आगे से. आगे से. Next is near. Near. पास में. पास में. Next is eager. Eager. आतुर होना. आतुर होना. Next is disheartened. Disheartened. निराश. निराश. Next is disappoint. Disappoint. निराश. निराश. Next is repent. Repent. पछताना. पछताना. Next is afterwards. Afterwards. बाद में. बाद में. Next is honest. Next is honestly. Honestly. ईमानदारी. ईमानदारी. Next is reckless. Reckless. लापरवाह. लापरवाह. Next is unless. Unless. जब तक. जब तक. Next is criticism. Criticism. आलोचना. आलोचना. Next is violence. Violence. हिंसा. हिंसा. Next is rust. Rust. बहुत बुरा. बहुत बुरा. Next is success. Success. सफलता. सफलता. Next is thus. Thus इस प्रकार. इस प्रकार. Next is readable. Readable. पढ़ने योग्य. पढ़ने योग्य. Next is suddenly. Suddenly. अचानक. अचानक. Next is appear. Appears. प्रकट होना. प्रकट होना. Next is beware. 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 सावधान. सावधान. Next is dense. Dense. घना. घना. Next is dense forest. Dense forest. घना जंगल. घना जंगल. Next is scared. Scared. डरा हुआ. डरा हुआ. Next is immediately. Immediately. तुरंत. तुरंत. Next is behind. Behind. पीछे. पीछे. Next is lay. लेटना. लेटना. Next is replied. Replied. उत्तर देना. उत्तर देना. Next is realize. Realize. एहसास होना. एहसास होना. Next is refuses. Refuses. इनकार करना. इनकार करना. Next is accept. Accept. स्वीकार. स्वीकार. Next is discourage. Discourage. हतोत्साहित. हतोत्साहित. Next is weeping. Weeping. रोना. रोना. Next is bank. Bank. किनारा. किनारा. Next is fall. Fall. गिरना. गिरना. Next is get. get, प्राप्त करना, प्राप्त करना। नेक्स्ट इज inside, inside, अंदर, अंदर। नेक्स्ट इज delighted, delighted, आनंदित, आनंदित। नेक्स्ट इज arrive, arrive, पहुंचना, पहुंचना। नेक्स्ट इज worried, worried, चिंतित, चिंतित। नेक्स्ट इज angry, angry, गुस्सा, गुस्सा। नेक्स्ट इज needle, needle, सुई, सुई। नेक्स्ट इज beg, beg, विनती, विनती। नेक्स्ट इज cage, cage, पिंजरा, पिंजरा। नेक्स्ट इज thank